Archangel Michael says, "Today on this sacred 7th of September, heaven trembles because something unimaginable unfolded last night and most still remain unaware. The angels are stunned, confused by how this moment could be so easily missed. And now, with a final breath of warning, God urges you, do not wait, do not turn away, for this is the last chance to grasp the full truth that heaven tried so desperately to show you. The veil has lifted and time is no longer waiting. What you are about to receive holds the answer to why your heart has felt the weight it carries, and why divine presence has been encircling you in unusual ways. Comment Amen if your spirit feels this urgency rising within. The stillness of last night was deceiving. While the world slept in silence, the heavenly realm was ablaze with motion, movement, and miracles unknown to man. A revelation was released into the atmosphere, a heavenly wind carrying divine truth that had long been kept hidden, and it brushed past your soul like a whisper from eternity. It came looking for you. This truth was never meant to be missed by you. It carried your name, your tears, your struggles, your prayers soaked in pain and midnight cries. Angels were sent to deliver it, and heaven held its breath hoping you would feel it. Like this video if your heart feels the echo of something that moved silently through the night, searching for your soul to awaken. Though the world did not notice, something shifted last night that cannot be undone. The gates of divine timing opened, and God marked certain hearts for a breakthrough they could not imagine. Your name was spoken aloud in the heavens. Yes, your name was whispered by God into the hands of angels who flew across realms to break chains and move the immovable. Your past, your wounds, your silent prayers, they were all gathered into the hands of the Most High, and a holy exchange took place. While your eyes were closed, the heavens cried out for you. Comment 11:11 if you believe heaven has always been moving for you, even when you did not see it. The angels are still standing in awe. They cannot understand how such a divine moment could go unseen by so many. But you were meant to hear this now. You were meant to feel this moment surge through your spirit and awaken what has been quietly dying within. You have felt forgotten, unseen, and passed by. But the truth is, the silence was never abandonment. It was preparation. It was the sacred pause before your appointed time. And last night, your time was marked with fire. The heavens declared it was no longer delay, but destiny. The very thing you thought was denied was actually reserved. What you thought was lost was being refined in the secret place. You are not forsaken. You are chosen. Heaven has been keeping you hidden for a reason. And last night was the turning point. The protective wings of angels hovered tightly around you, shielding you from attacks you never even saw coming. You were under divine watch. Every arrow thrown toward your soul missed its mark because your life has always been wrapped in God's mercy. Comment 222 if you trust that His hand has protected you more times than you know. The tears you've cried, the sleepless nights, the moments when your knees hit the floor and your voice trembled as you asked for signs, healing, clarity, none of it was ignored. Each one built the pathway for what God released last night. This is not a coincidence. The divine alignment is real. This message did not find you by accident. You are being drawn into truth because God's timing cannot be stopped when it's your moment to see. And this is your moment. This is the hour heaven reveals what you were never supposed to carry alone. Your life has always mattered more than you realize. You carry a divine imprint, a calling sealed in eternity. That is why the attacks have been so relentless, why the heaviness keeps returning, why the enemy has tried so hard to wear down your faith. He saw your light before you even knew it existed. He saw the greatness God planted inside of you before you could find it. But now the time has come where God no longer allows you to remain in the shadows of who you truly are. The unveiling begins. The healing begins. The miracle begins. You were not created to live in fear, shame, or doubt. You were born with a spirit that reflects God's breath. That means what's in you cannot be broken, even if everything around you has been. You've survived the worst of nights, walked through fire, been betrayed, overlooked, and wounded deeply, but you still have breath. And where there is breath, there is holy power. That power is not your own. It is God's love sustaining you. Last night, angels released scrolls carrying new assignments. Doors once shut were marked to open. Your name is on one of them. This is why it is urgent. This is why God says now. Your spirit is being summoned to remember. To awaken. To return to the truth that no pain, no loss, no darkness can steal what God has spoken over your life. You are divinely covered. You are supernaturally favored. You are eternally protected. The blessing isn't just near, it's already moving. Do not let fear silence your faith. Do not let confusion drown out the sound of God's voice. He has been speaking through every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer. Because He sees the full picture. And last night, that picture changed. Heaven's calendar shifted, and what was meant to take years is now being accelerated. What you couldn't break through before is now being broken open. But you must lean in now, before the window closes. The final hour of hiding is ending. God says, your life is about to reveal why the battle was so fierce. He has chosen you to be a living testimony of His grace. You were not created to sink. You were created to rise. And the rising begins now. Comment 333 to declare your faith that nothing is too hard for God to redeem. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The angels watched last night as destinies were rewritten. The chains of generational pain, financial lack, inner torment, spiritual confusion, they shattered under the weight of God's presence. You have no idea how many prayers from your bloodline were answered in your favor last night. You are the one chosen to break cycles. The one who carries the key. You are not late. You are right on time for the miracle that knows your name. Heaven is calling your heart back into alignment. This moment is sacred. Every word you read is a divine embrace pulling you back into God's timing. He is not angry with you. He is not disappointed in you. He is proud of how you've held on, even when everything tried to tear you apart. This is why the angels are in awe. Because despite it all, you are still here. And God is not finished with you yet. He is just getting started. Archangel Michael says, "What was sealed in heaven last night is still echoing through the earth, and even now, the angels are circling, watching, weeping, and praying that the ones chosen to receive this divine truth do not turn their hearts away." This is not just another passing moment. This is the moment God has ordained since the beginning. You have stepped into the hour where destiny begins to manifest, and the hidden story of your life starts to unfold in ways that even you cannot yet comprehend. Comment 555 if you believe your life is shifting into divine alignment right now. Heaven has seen your struggle, but more than that, heaven has seen your heart. The part of you that never gave up. The part of you that still believed in love, still hoped for peace, still looked for God even in the darkest places. Last night, that heart was lifted up before the throne. Your name was spoken by the King of Glory. The angels were dispatched in waves, carrying fire, carrying restoration, carrying the answers your soul has been crying for in silence. They know who you are. Even if you've forgotten. Even if life has made you question your worth. God has not changed His mind about you. There is a reason why everything around you has been shaking. The enemy is panicking. He knows that what was done last night cannot be undone. He knows that your name has been written on a divine decree. He knows that God's hand is lifting you. So He is trying to distract you, to discourage you, to make you doubt what you are already stepping into. But I am here to tell you, He cannot stop what God has started. He cannot unbless what God has already anointed. He cannot block what heaven has already loosed over your life. What happened last night is beyond human understanding. Even many angels who have walked through centuries of time were stunned by the sudden move of God. A shift occurred in the spirit realm so powerful that even the hardest of battles in your life began to collapse. The things that once towered over you in fear and intimidation are now weakening. You don't even have to fight the same way anymore. God has taken the weight into His hands. The heaviness you've carried is being lifted. The war has been won in the heavens, and now you are about to see the victory manifest on earth. Let go of the fear that says you're not ready. Let go of the guilt that says you're not worthy. Let go of the lie that says it's too late. Last night's shift was not based on your perfection, but on God's love for you. His mercy made the move. His compassion rewrote your timeline. His grace opened the door. And now, He is asking you to walk in it, fully, freely, and fearlessly. Not by your strength, but by the Spirit that rests upon you. Comment 12:12 if you believe God is lifting you out of your yesterday and carrying you into your promised place. This truth is too heavy for the world to understand, but your soul already knows it. Deep down, you've been sensing something. You felt the tug in your spirit, the stirring in your dreams, the sudden waves of emotion that seem to come from nowhere. That is heaven speaking. That is the residue of what happened last night still wrapping around your soul. That is the sound of chains breaking that your physical ears cannot hear, but your spirit is fully aware of. It's no accident you are reading this right now. Heaven timed this moment with divine precision. If you had seen this any earlier, you would have missed the fullness. If you had seen it any later, the urgency would have been too far gone. Right now, in this exact moment, your heart is being drawn into the revelation you were always meant to receive. That you are not forgotten. That your story is not over. That something has shifted in your favor. That heaven is closer than you think. That God has not just heard your cries, He has answered them. He has answered them with power. He has answered them with miracles. He has answered them with angelic protection. The places that were once marked by pain will now become places of praise. The people who walked away will be replaced by those who were sent to love you with purpose. The finances you thought would never come will be multiplied. The health battles you thought would never end will begin to turn. Because when heaven moves, nothing can stay the same. You don't have to understand all of it right now. You just have to believe that something is happening beyond what your eyes can see. You just have to trust that the God who saw you in the secret place is the same God who is fighting for you in this very moment. What you lost is nothing compared to what is coming. The restoration will be greater than the pain. The beauty will rise out of the ashes. And the glory that will cover your life will be so deep, so wide, and so radiant that even your enemies will have to say, "It could only be God." This is not a small blessing. This is not a minor breakthrough. This is the fulfillment of promises spoken over your life long before you were born. Your family, your bloodline, your entire history has been waiting for someone to carry this shift. And it's you. You are the one. The one who breaks the curse. The one who changes the narrative. The one who brings light into the places where darkness once ruled. Comment 777 if you know you were created for something greater than the pain you've endured. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. God's favor is not coming, it's here. His love is not distant, it surrounds you. His plans are not hidden, they are unfolding in perfect timing. He is healing what you thought would never be healed. He is redeeming what you thought was beyond saving. He is restoring what was stolen from you. And this restoration will be undeniable, unmistakable, and unshakable. Not just for you, but for generations after you. So stand still in your spirit, even when the world feels loud. Stay quiet long enough to hear the whispers of heaven reminding you that you are protected, provided for, and positioned for purpose. What happened last night was for your good, for your growth, for your glory. Not the world's glory, but God's glory. And through your life, that glory will shine. It begins now. Archangel Michael says, the air around you is no longer the same, and whether you feel it or not, the shift that unfolded last night has already begun touching everything connected to your life. What was once locked has started to open, and what seemed buried beneath years of disappointment is being brought back to life. There is movement in the unseen. There is a wind in the spirit realm that is gathering the broken pieces of your past and turning them into divine evidence of God's faithfulness. Comment 999 if you know your story is being rewritten by the hands of heaven. God is moving in ways that defy logic, and this moment is not to be passed over. The angels who stood in complete silence last night, stunned by what was unleashed upon the earth, are still carrying out instructions on your behalf. They have not stopped. They are surrounding you even now, placing protection over places of your life you don't even realize are under attack. You have walked through storms that should have drowned you, but divine hands kept your head above the waters. You have felt the weight of grief, loss, abandonment, and betrayal, but each tear you cried was captured, not one wasted. Those tears are now being turned into rivers of favor. You are not just recovering. You are being rebuilt from the foundation up. The old version of you, the one who had to fight alone, who had to pretend to be strong when everything was falling apart, is being left behind. That version of you is no longer needed. A new strength, a new grace, a new anointing has been placed upon you. And you didn't earn it. It was gifted to you in the silence of last night. When no one else saw, heaven saw. When no one else knew the depth of your pain, God did. And He responded with more than comfort. He responded with a covenant. He has made a holy promise over your life, one that cannot be broken by time, people, failure, or fear. He has marked you for recovery and placed a seal of destiny upon your spirit that nothing on this earth can undo. Your life is not random. Your pain is not pointless. Your purpose is not delayed. It is arriving in waves that will overtake you gently but powerfully. There will be divine interruptions, holy appointments, unexplainable favor, and sudden blessings that come without warning. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The angels were shocked because they saw something in you last night that perhaps you've never seen in yourself. They saw endurance. They saw forgiveness when it hurt. They saw praise in your silence. They saw how many times you still believed even when everything around you was crumbling. You never gave up, even when giving up felt easier. And because of that, heaven moved. Not just for you, but through you. Your victory is not yours alone, it is creating a ripple through your bloodline, through generations that will come after you. You are not just a survivor. You are a generational redeemer. The heaviness you feel now is not depression returning, it is the weight of glory settling upon your shoulders. It is your spirit adjusting to the new level of favor you've been given. The atmosphere around you is changing, and even people who don't believe will begin to notice. They'll ask what happened, what changed, how you suddenly have peace in places you used to have pain. And you will know, God happened. Heaven moved. The divine touched the dust of your life and created something beautiful out of the brokenness. You are not stepping into a season. You are stepping into a divine unveiling. A slow and holy revelation of what has always been inside of you. The prayers you whispered years ago and forgot about, God didn't. The promises spoken over your life before you could walk, He still remembers. The faith of your ancestors who prayed for blessings they would never see in their lifetime, you are the fulfillment of those prayers. The breakthrough that began last night was centuries in the making. Comment 1010 if you believe this moment was divinely appointed and not by chance. Even the things you lost are being traced and returned to you. People you thought you'd never hear from again will reach out unexpectedly. Opportunities you once begged for and were denied will come back around on their own. The apology you thought you'd never receive will come. The clarity you've been pleading for will arrive in gentle waves that bring peace instead of panic. God has a way of restoring not just what was taken, but also what was delayed, what was damaged, and what was denied. Every ounce of pain you endured is now being turned into purpose. You're not going to walk into this next chapter dragging the past behind you. God is severing the old ties, the ones that kept pulling you backward, and anchoring you to memories that no longer serve your future. He is healing the root so the fruit of your life can flourish. Your joy is returning. Your sleep will be peaceful. Your mind will find stillness. Your heart will feel safe again. This is not an emotional high, this is a divine reset. There is no going back to what was. Last night shifted the atmosphere permanently. And that includes how you see yourself. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are loved more than you understand. You are guided even when you feel lost. You are blessed even when you feel burdened. And this truth is now being written into your reality. Even now, as you read this, heaven is still releasing waves of peace and instruction over your life. God is speaking softly to the places that ache the most, reminding you that nothing has been wasted. Not one prayer. Not one tear. Not one moment of suffering. He is building something out of every shattered piece. He is restoring what was sacred. He is repairing what was spiritual. He is redeeming what was stolen. And He is doing it right now. You do not need to chase what's already yours. You only need to stand in faith and receive it. That's what last night prepared you for. That's what heaven aligned you with. That's why this is urgent. This is your appointed hour. This is not just a breakthrough. It is your unveiling. Comment 1515 if you feel this divine unveiling taking root in your life today. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael says, "The power released over your life last night has not stopped moving, and even now, it is weaving through every broken place you've tried to hide, every forgotten dream you once buried in silence, and every piece of your soul that begged for healing when no one else was listening." This moment is not just significant, it is sacred. You have entered a divine timeline, and heaven is moving quickly to fulfill every promise God has whispered over you since the beginning. Comment 1717 if you feel your spirit awakening to this truth. Last night was not a coincidence. The spiritual realm opened wide because God saw something in you that even you overlooked. He saw your readiness. He saw your weariness. He saw your faith still flickering, refusing to die. And in that very moment, He released a wave of divine justice. A heavenly correction was made. Every lie spoken about you, every plot sent against you, every delay that felt endless, God overturned it all in a single breath. And when He did, the angels wept. Not out of sadness, but out of awe, because even they had not seen this kind of love before. Your name was written across the heavens with fire. Every wound you carried was recorded, not to shame you, but to release a blessing in proportion to your suffering. And now, those blessings are traveling fast. You don't need to perform for them. You don't need to prove anything. They are coming because of who your Father is, not because of what you have done, but because of what He has always known about you. That you were created for more. That your soul was carved with purpose. That your life would carry the fragrance of heaven, even after being buried in pain. God says, you are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. The things you thought passed you by are still waiting for you, preserved in holy timing. The opportunities you missed were never meant to break you, they were preparing you. What was delayed was not denied. Heaven was arranging everything so that you could walk into this moment fully healed, fully prepared, fully aligned. That's why it had to happen this way. That's why you had to endure what you did. Because what is coming carries too much glory to be built on broken foundations. You are about to experience a level of divine restoration that redefines everything you thought was possible. Not just emotional healing, but spiritual authority. Not just peace, but holy clarity. Not just provision, but abundance that overflows into others. This blessing is not coming to end with you, it is flowing through you, and those connected to you will feel it. Your children will feel it. Your household will feel it. Your future will be secured in ways that only God could orchestrate. Comment Amen if you receive this on behalf of everyone you love. Last night, heaven released a reversal. The weight of past seasons is being lifted, and your steps are being made lighter. You will begin to notice sudden changes. Old battles will suddenly quiet. Old fears will begin to dissolve. Old voices of doubt will lose their grip. And in their place, peace will begin to grow like never before. The storms you thought would destroy you are now behind you. You are not the same person who entered that storm. You have emerged stronger, wiser, softer, and more aware of God's goodness. And that awareness is opening doors no man can shut. This is not temporary. This is permanent favor. You are walking in a covenant that cannot be broken by human failure. Even if you have fallen, even if you've made mistakes, God is not finished. In fact, He's only just beginning. He takes what's broken and makes it beautiful. He takes what's lost and calls it found. He takes what's empty and fills it with purpose. There is no mistake too large, no detour too long, no wound too deep that His presence cannot reach and restore. You are not who the world said you were. You are who heaven declares you to be, redeemed, beloved, treasured, and protected. This identity is not up for debate. It cannot be taken from you. It is sealed in the blood of the Lamb, and that seal is stronger than any accusation the enemy tries to whisper. Every attempt to make you feel small, invisible, or unworthy is being silenced. God is raising your voice again. Your confidence is being restored. Your joy is coming back. The real you, the anointed, courageous, peaceful you, is rising. And with that rising comes new instructions. Pay attention to what you feel drawn to now. God is redirecting your steps. He is putting you on a path that aligns with your true calling. It may look unfamiliar, but your spirit will recognize it. Do not be afraid of what feels different. Different is divine. Different is destiny. The old ways can no longer hold the new you. You are stepping into something holy. You are walking into the place God prepared long before your pain ever began. The ones who left you behind will not understand what's happening to you. But that's okay. They were not meant to go where God is taking you. Your journey is sacred, and not everyone can walk this path. This is your time to walk forward without apology. To leave behind the old definitions of yourself. To embrace the freedom God is offering you right now. Comment 222 if you are ready to walk into your new season with faith, courage, and holy fire. You will begin to notice that your prayers are being answered before you even speak them. That's how aligned you are becoming. That's how close heaven is right now. You are not just near to God, you are surrounded by Him. His favor is going before you. His mercy is following behind. His angels are walking beside you. You are completely covered. There is no place too dark for His light to reach you now. No fear too strong to overpower His peace. The chains that once held you have fallen. The pain that once defined you is fading. The enemy that once tormented you has been silenced. And in its place, a deep knowing is being planted, a knowing that you are not alone, not forgotten, not unloved. You are seen. You are chosen. You are protected by heaven's fiercest warriors. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael says, from the moment heaven moved last night, your life has been walking in a direction that cannot be reversed. Even though the earth may still look the same around you, everything within the spiritual atmosphere has shifted, and the weight of that truth is beginning to fall gently into your heart. Something divine has been released over your timeline, and it will begin to bloom in ways you never expected, faster than you ever imagined, and deeper than your mind can fully understand. Comment 333 if you believe something holy has already been set in motion for you. God did not just respond to your tears. He responded to your faith. The kind of faith that held on in silence, when no one saw, when you were barely breathing, when your strength was gone. That kind of faith makes heaven stand still. That kind of faith opens doors that no man can shut. And it was that very faith that allowed last night's divine release to be directed into your life. It wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. Your heart, your journey, your prayers, they were chosen. And because of that, heaven has now made you a carrier of something sacred. You may not see it with your natural eyes yet, but the blessing has already arrived. It is not on the way, it is here. The reason you haven't fully felt it is because God is still softening your heart to hold it. He's clearing out the old, breaking the lies that have gripped you for too long, tearing down the walls that shame and fear built. He is making room. Because this next blessing is not small. It is not temporary. It is legacy-level favor. It is life-rewriting, soul-restoring, spiritually rooted favor that cannot be stolen, shaken, or delayed. And you are ready. Not because you feel strong, but because God says so. He has seen every test you passed when no one else was watching. He has watched you walk through pain and still choose love. He saw the days you wanted to give up but stayed. He saw the nights you prayed for others even when your own heart was breaking. Heaven doesn't forget that kind of faithfulness. God rewards it. And the reward has been released. Last night was the confirmation that your season of drought has ended and the reign of mercy has begun. You may feel tired, but you are not weak. You may feel uncertain, but you are not lost. You may feel stretched, but you are not breaking. These are the birth pangs of breakthrough. You are giving birth to a new version of yourself, one that is anchored in truth, saturated in grace, and fueled by divine confidence. No longer will you see yourself through the lens of your wounds. From this day forward, you will see yourself through the eyes of heaven. Through the truth of what God says about you. You are loved. You are worthy. You are called. You are enough. This new beginning isn't something you have to strive for, it is something you have to surrender to. Let God do it His way. Let Him surprise you with the details. Let Him order your steps in ways you didn't plan. You've tried to carry the weight for so long. But now is the time to rest in His promise. You don't have to understand it all to receive it. You only need to trust. Because when God says the time has come, nothing on earth can stop what's been written in heaven. Comment 11:11. If you trust that the timing of God is perfect, even when you don't understand the process, there will be evidence. That is the promise. Not just spiritual nudges or emotional confirmations. Real, tangible evidence. Relationships restored. Finances released. Peace returned. Health renewed. Joy restored. That's what's coming. That's what's already forming in the background. God doesn't move halfway. He finishes what He starts. And because He started something last night, He will complete it. He is a finisher, not just a planner. And what He finishes is always perfect. You are walking into a harvest you didn't even know you were planting. The seeds you sowed in seasons of sorrow are rising now. The kindness you gave when your heart was breaking, the prayers you prayed for others while you were barely hanging on, those seeds were planted into sacred ground. And now the harvest is breaking through the soil. This is why the enemy has been so loud lately. This is why the attacks increased. He felt the ground shaking before you did. He knew the harvest was coming. But he cannot stop it. He's already lost. The very places in your life where you were mocked, judged, misunderstood, and abandoned, those places will now become altars of glory. God is turning the story. What was meant to harm you will now serve you. What was intended to destroy you will now elevate you. The same voices that once doubted you will have no choice but to watch as God's hand lifts you higher. Not for pride. Not for revenge. But for the purpose of testimony. You are becoming living evidence of mercy. And I must tell you, the miracles coming will not just answer your needs. They will heal your heart. They will restore trust in ways you thought were impossible. God is not just giving you things. He's returning to you pieces of yourself that life took. The laughter. The innocence. The hope. The confidence. The belief that beautiful things can happen to you again. That is what heaven is doing. That is what last night's shift was about. Not just restoring what you lost, but reviving what you stopped believing in. Comment Amen if you feel your faith returning as you read these words. You are not imagining this shift. The change is real. The atmosphere around your life is no longer the same. You may still hear the noise of the world, but inside, a stillness is growing. That stillness is the peace of God. It is settling like morning dew on your spirit. It is reminding you that you don't have to fight for what's already yours. That peace is not weakness. It is strength from above. It is the quiet confidence that comes when you know heaven has already gone before you. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Archangel Michael says, from the throne of heaven, a river of mercy is still flowing into your life, and it has no intention of stopping. What began last night in the invisible realm is becoming more real with every breath you take, more alive with every beat of your heart. You may not see the full picture yet, but God does, and He is piecing it together with hands that only know how to restore, redeem, and rebuild. You have entered the hour where the invisible is about to become undeniable. Comment 1212 if you believe what God is building for you cannot be blocked. There are moments in life when everything changes, but those moments rarely announce themselves with thunder or lightning. Sometimes, they arrive softly, like last night, through silence, through stillness, through a shift so powerful that even the angels were stunned. This was not just a blessing, it was a divine rearrangement. What was out of alignment has been corrected. What was clouded has been cleared. And what was locked has been opened by the authority of the One who sits above time, beyond pain, and deeper than any fear that ever tried to touch your spirit. The path ahead is not the same path you walked before. It may look similar, but it carries a different presence. There is a grace now that wasn't there before. There is a protection now that wasn't there before. There is a power surrounding you now that has made the enemy tremble. He can no longer access you in the way he used to. He has been denied permission. He has been silenced. The tormentor of your peace has lost his grip. That stronghold has been broken. Not by your efforts, but by God's command. Your life is now under a new covering. A covering of purpose. A covering of acceleration. A covering of divine inheritance. The plans that once seemed out of reach are now being brought into your hands. The dreams that once felt delayed are now moving toward you at the speed of obedience. And all God is asking you to do now is stay surrendered. You don't need to rush. You don't need to chase. You only need to stay close to His voice, because His voice will lead you to places your fear never could. What is happening around you now may confuse others, but it will make sense in time. Those who once laughed at your faith will soon witness the fruit of it. Those who dismissed your tears will soon see how God turns weeping into joy. Those who overlooked your value will see how heaven never forgot. You are not being elevated to prove anything to people. You are being elevated because it is your time. Your pain qualified you. Your loyalty crowned you. Your suffering prepared you. Comment 555 if you know deep within that God is using your pain as a platform for His glory.